Hi Taurus, this is Esoteric Tales and Tarot, and this is your August 2023 reading. I'm going to use the following decks: the Affirmators Tarot, the Akashic Tarot, the Universal Rider Waite Tarot decks, and I'll have an extra message from the Animal Dreaming Oracle cards, a Forest Fae message, and Angel Wishes messages. And those decks, you can find information about them in the description box below this reading. Taurus, in meditation before I start your reading, I was being distracted a lot, pulled away, so I would start to get messages, and then I was thinking about totally unrelated topics which were pulling me away from my thoughts that were coming towards you. So I would like to remind you about distractions this month, to stay focused and remain. I was getting pictures of in my mind of people putting their feet in the grass, so I think it's really important to be grounding. But yeah, I was being pulled away to all different ideas and thoughts in my mind without completing thoughts, and I just felt as though being focused is going to be really important this month, because it feels like there are a lot of distractions, and possibly you're overworked and overwhelmed. So that would be the advice for this month, because the things that I was seeing were to do with going out into nature and relaxing. That was where I started, but I was continually being pulled, and I thought that that was actually a very relevant reading for this month, a message that was coming to you. So we'll see if something comes up in the cards that relates to this as well. Okay, Taurus, so we've actually had a bit of confirmation with the meditation beforehand, and that comes through a couple of the cards that have come out here, in particular through the Forest Fae. The Mandrake spirit that popped out for you is keep yourself rooted in the earth. Spring is coming, so dream deep. And that one is just a whole lot of the grounding and dreaming up where to head. I think that's a really important message. We've got the Akashic Library that's come out, the Six of Cups, and Weaver of Dreams, the Spider. You know you can do it in the messages as well, and some important cards here in your spread. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the fact that underneath the deck you have the Eight of Swords here. And the feeling that I'm getting from this, it's interesting that the Four of Swords was underneath it, which is one where I would suggest that part of this is about resting and reflecting and giving yourself the time to clear your thoughts that are in your mind. At the moment, it feels like there's a lot going on, and that, you know, some of the paths are a little bit treacherous for you to be walking across, and you don't quite know which paths to take. But I'd like to remind you that in this, there really is no danger. There's a beautiful castle here up on the hill. Really, all that's in front of her is very low puddles in the water, and basically she has very loose bound ties around her, and a loose tie around her eyes, a blindfold. She could actually take this off and easily step around the gaps that are in here in amongst the swords. So it's more of a a danger that you're feeling that's in your mind. So you're up in your head, being an air energy, sword kind of energy. So again, it's just this feeling of being busy, 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 having lots of projects on, almost like you're in a kind of a battle with yourself of what to choose to do first, and having a bit of confusion. You do have some interesting cards here, because you have the major arcana here, the Wheel of Fortune, which is an extremely positive card to come up in your reading. And with the others that are in the spread with it, I would say that again, this is coming up that you're at a bit of a nexus point yourself in choosing between a few paths of which way to head. There are a couple of projects and potentially a few people that are in your vicinity that are making you question which way I should go, how I should do things. We also have that next to that is the Seven of Rods. So you've got this feeling as though you're in a bit of a battle, and you're protecting your ground a little bit. You're sort of feeling as though I've been working so hard for what I have. It's feeling like it's taking time to come. It's all a bit of this energy as though I've almost got these forces that are almost in play that are forbidding me from doing things easily. And I'd just like to remind you that there is new growth that's on here. So these are often with new projects, new endeavors. There is going to be this time before this Wheel of Fortune fully turns in your favor, because everything's in play and you're trying to work out which way is the best way to go. You have the Two of Swords. Again, this is up in your head, trying to come up with the right decision. It feels like you don't know which way to step. You feel like you have this, again, this loose blindfold that's on you over your eyes, as if it's covering the decisions. You've got the Moon in the back, as though feeling as though, you know, is there a deception? Are there any secrets? Are there anything hidden from me that I'm not sure of before I can make these decisions of where to go forward? But again, you'd notice that there is no danger around, that this is again up in your head, that you could take the blindfold off and probably find the information that you need to find. It's sort of a self-imposed mental prison that you're popping yourself in. So again, going back to this idea of letting some of those thoughts that are coming and jumbling up your mind out, try to sort of meditate, go out into nature, ground, and try to see just what comes to you naturally through that kind of form. You have a King of Swords card that's popped up as well in the month, probably going to be this type of energy towards the end of the month. If you were looking at the weeks, this could be a great person that could come in to do with these projects, that could be an influential mentor, perhaps a boss. If you were looking at changing job roles and you're working towards that and building yourself up, this could be that type of person that might have some information that can help you with this decision making of where to go. Perhaps it's a mentor or an adult that's in your life, a parent or a grandparent or somebody trusted that you always kind of go to and get good sage advice from. It relates very well to the Akashic Library card that has come out for you as well. This is such a beautiful card to get, because in this card you can see that there's this beautiful ancient library with all of the records of everything from time past, and every book has the stories written of all of our lives and all of the different pathways and all of the information. And what this card is really wonderful for is just to remind us of that esoteric kind of answers that we can come up with. So to grab a book that you have that's been sitting around, you know, try to use your intuition and just go, okay, I think this book, and let a page open out on that book, any page that just pops out, let it sort of the book fall to a page, and then look and read that page and see whether you can get any words or messages from that might relate to these decisions that you're trying to make. because sometimes we can utilize our guides and our angels and ancestors that are around us, and they can help us with this sort of pixie fairy kind of fae energy that can help us with at these times just to come up with some answers to sort of guide us. And these are different tools, and you can start to heighten your abilities, your psychic awareness by doing these types of things, and just see how those messages might be of help to you at this time. And you can ask for help from the Akashic records from the library to draw out with. And we also have the spider dream, weaver of dreams here from the Animal Dreaming Oracle Guide deck. And this one, as well as the magic number 33 with the spider as well, I'm feeling that this really, again, it's another thing that where your spiders weave their web overnight, they also, you know, they break it down, they start again, you know, you can see them forming the beautiful magical webs, and then suddenly it's gone, you know, and it feels as though, gosh, all that work, and it's just turned into nothing again. They start all over again. So that's another message for you too, that you are an integral part of our world and of the whole system, and you are writing this magical book for your Akashic records, and no mistakes can happen. But you know, if you do take a wrong path, it's okay. You're allowed to head that way, and then, okay, this doesn't feel right, reverse back up, start again. There's nothing wrong with taking another path. If you're feeling as though, oh, I'm feeling like I'm coming up with some combative energy, okay, well, perhaps that project wasn't the way to go. You know, you're allowed to reverse back up when something doesn't feel right and take another path and, you know, weave the web again, have another go. And this is a great message to go along with it. You know you can do it. So I think that one came out specifically for that you actually know that you can do this. You can get through this project, you can get through this path, you can be able to ask for this new position at your work. And all of these things are leading to wonderful relationships, because we have got the beautiful Two of Cups, so a bit of a soulmate card that's coming out here. So what is really lovely is that it's coming beside this King of Swords. So again, I feel as though this is a real kindred spirit that could be helping you. It may be somebody that you have a romantic interest in, but I really do feel as though relationships are going to be fulfilling. They're going to feel right once you've found that great path. Once it starts to feel right, once you have all of this information, you're going to feel very happy with the relationships that are coming at this time. The Six of Cups is also a wonderful nostalgic card, and it's one where, on reflection, if you sit for a while, this is funny because this dolphin's here and it's like he's looking at his picture frame here, maybe an iPad, I think it's a picture frame, and he's looking at these pictures with these dolphins. And I feel as though the Six of Cups is always a wonderful nostalgic card, and it's great because perhaps you can spend some time with your memories of good times, and maybe there's an answer there as well for the path forward. What made you feel good at these times when you were perhaps on a holiday with a friend, or you were having a beautiful relationship? What was beautiful about it? You know, what were the things that you would keep from that relationship? So sometimes reflecting can be a nice way of getting answers as well. And just to, you know that that energy is available to you, that will come again. And if you're in a time with a bit of disruption that's happening and it feels as though things are too busy and you can't clear your mind, remember that going back into your memories, looking at some photos that are on your phone of happy times, that will bring up your energy and your frequency so that you can actually start to bring in some of this new energy to help forge your path. With these from the Affirmators Tarot, there's always a great message. So I would like to just read out the one that goes with the Six of Cups here. I'm so fortunate to have a life story that's chock full of wild characters and unexpected delights. Let's keep this party going, shall we? And I think that's a really good one. And that just shows you the energy that's available to you at this time if you seek it out. I think for relationships as well, you're probably feeling, again, like you're a bit stuck. If you're in a relationship, it feels like the energy is a bit restrictive and like there's some battles going on, and you're trying to make decisions of how to do things better or how to bring that kind of peace in. There might be some difficult conversations that perhaps some communication, some solid communication needs to happen to clear that up, to have this happy relationship energy coming through. And I also think that if you're looking for new relationships, there's really a potential to find a soulmate here. Perhaps somebody who is older and wiser, a sort of a sage advice type person that could be coming into your life. Perhaps they're an air sign. They could be an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libran. But, you know, really they could be any sign. So keep an eye out for that person. And I hope you have an absolutely lovely month of August. Thanks for listening.